introduce Steve Wasik, the founder and CEO of Victory Gear. It's going to be a game changing lessons of how challenger brands can win today against industry leaders. Very important topic for startups and entrepreneurs in every sector. So, Steve, I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to let you get going.
Well, thanks, Jonathan. I really appreciate your organization giving us the opportunity to kind of share these great topics. I think everyone's learning a lot today. My topic is Be Game Changing. That's kind of our motto with VKTRY Insoles. I've been the CEO here for about 5 years now, and been in the consumer goods world for about close to 30 years now. And I wanted to expand the topic and not just talk about VKTRY Insoles, but talk about, being game changing. So I'm a sports fan. I'm a movie fan. Maybe you recognize some of the movies and the characters on the screen right now. To me, what they all have in common is that they were all underdogs. So they all overcame an obstacle and were able to succeed and basically get victory. Not with the help of our insoles, but maybe down the road. But my point is that I love being an underdog and I love rooting for underdogs. And it's true in the movies, in the sports world, but also in the business world. And not too long ago, I found a book called Eating the Big Fish, how challenger brands can compete against brand leaders. And I found there were some interesting lessons and philosophies that came out of this book. So I'm going to tap into the book and mention some of their key points as I kind of go through not just the insole business, but some of my other experiences. And I'm going to start with a very niche product called Clamato, and it's a little sister brand called Beef Amato. And I happen to have been the brand manager back in the 90s on this product. And for those not familiar, this is a challenger to V8, Campbell's owned V8. And as you might expect, it's tomato juice plus a little clam juice or beef juice. And so this is my attitude was, if you can be the brand manager successfully on Clamato and Beef Amato, you could probably accomplish anything. And while I was the brand manager, probably about 6 months into it, we got a reference on The Simpsons. So I was surprised, excited, and then kind of scared when this was the comment. The kid said, "We're thirsty." And the aunt said, "We have soy milk and Clamato." And the kid said, "Never mind." So that's a challenge, but there's a lot of other challenges out there. And this is not a revelation here. Leading brands have tremendous advantages. And certainly in the world of beer, you can see this huge wall of Budweiser and Bud Light. These big brands, the leading brands, have advantages, not just with retailers, but also in the minds and the hearts of consumers. But as we all learned pretty quickly after that, there is space for challenger brands to emerge. In this case, craft beers became very popular not too long ago and continue to sustain a level of popularity. Maybe because of the taste, but I think largely because it's different. It's not the mainstream brand. And people want to identify with something that's unique, special, that they may see themselves in. So in terms of changing the game, our motto for this presentation, we talk about the brand leaders. They dominate. They basically are talking to the masses, and they do so in a very safe, rational way because they don't want to rock the boat. They like the way things are going for them. So Coca-Cola, for example, has had a very safe marketing strategy, very Americana. McDonald's, very family friendly, safe. Lancome, very sophisticated, beauty, not taking too many chances. But if you're a challenger brand and you're trying to fight against the market leader, you need to really identify your target audience and be much bolder and more daring with maybe an emotional offer, because you want consumers to be able to relate to your product and feel something special. So in the world of beverages, I showed you Coca-Cola, way back when there was the Pepsi generation talking to a younger, maybe a hipper audience. And before Nicki Minaj, there was Michael Jackson and many others. And then in the world of fast food, Burger King has certainly figured out that they can't just rely on the Whopper and flame broil. They have to be a little edgy. And so they targeted young males with this kind of quirky, some would say creepy character. And then in the world of beauty, Max certainly decided to break the mold and go away from the Lancome, Estee Lauder imagery. And by, in this case, having a spokesperson who's also a drag queen. And they've been very successful. Arguably, in the world of department stores, they become, you know, the most desirable brand to have in the beauty department. So my personal experiences with being a challenger brand, besides Clamato, it started in 1995, and I was the brand manager for Naya Spring Water, Canadian water, based up by Montreal. And the ad agency had developed this campaign for us, 2 million years old, and we still look great at the gym. Again, I would say very safe, very, maybe the only edgy thing about this ad was the use of black and white as an artsy touch, but very safe. And when you're competing against Evian and trying to say that we have pure water from the Canada's Laurentian Mountains, when in fact Evian has built their brand on the French Alps, it's even on their label, then you're walking in the footsteps of the market leader, and you're really going to go relatively unnoticed. And that's what happened until we decided to shake things up. So one of the philosophies of the Big Fish is to look at things with fresh eyes. And here's an example of an Evian ad, and you can see again, very premium, sophisticated, female. And our question was, why are only upscale women being targeted by bottled water brands? They're not the only ones who drink water. And Evian is from France, and again, very sophisticated, premium, very expensive. But we felt like that left a lot of white space for other brands to enter, and particularly our brand. So what we decided to do was to take advantage of this white space and basically use the Canadian imagery to go after males. Again, Canada is known as a very rugged country, known for hockey, not figure skating in this case. And we decided to target males and then to be bold about it. So one way we were bold, if you look over on the left side, the hungry for life, thirsty for Naya was basically our brand mantra. And the fact that we were having this mountain biker, pour water on his face and not into his mouth, a $2.50 bottle of water, was kind of risky and bold, but we did it. And again, besides targeting males, we figured, again, Evian has not really talked to the African-American community, the Hispanic community, or even the gay and lesbian community. So that's what we targeted also. So tremendous white space, and it actually worked well for us because we were able to grow the business significantly in a relatively short period of time. In 2005, I became the general manager in the US for SIG Swiss water bottles. And so we looked at the market leader at that time was Nalgene. Many of you may know this product. It basically emerged from a laboratory. It was a test tube, and then it became a reusable bottle and did very well. It was by far and away the market leader, relatively inexpensive at only $10. So we had a product that was made out of metal, and there was really no metal water bottles on the market at that time, not in the US anyway. And because we were importing it from Switzerland, we had to charge a higher price. So a couple challenges there, the higher price and the fact that it's a metal water bottle. And we did some focus groups, and first reaction we got was, isn't my water going to taste like metal? So we had some challenges. But we asked the question, we looked at things with fresh eyes, and we said, why are reusable water bottles simply functional? This was an example of some of the Nalgene advertising, a cartoon character of Chuck Norris kicking a bottle, talking about how durable it was, and then a bit of style by having tinted colored bottles. So not a lot of excitement in this category. And frankly, there was not a lot of excitement coming out of Switzerland. As you might, if you've ever worked with some of the Europeans, we were in Zurich, so that's the Swiss Germans. And they were a little bit stubborn, a little bit, this is a 100-year-old brand, slow to adapt to any sort of change. but they were really proud of the Swiss quality and Swiss heritage. But we said, look, if we're going to build this kind of emerging challenger brand in the United States, we have to do things differently. So here's what we did. We basically relied on three elements to promote the brand. One was certainly Swiss quality, Swiss heritage. Another was fashion. And what you can see from this brand positioning, we were basically saying that your SIG bottle is an extension of your personality. And so it was the first time fashion or style had ever been put on a reusable water bottle. And the third was the environment, because again, nobody was really talking about, in our category, talking about the environment, how our product could really help to reduce plastic waste. And that helped us. It helped us launch into, specialty retail like Whole Foods. We were the first reusable water bottle in Whole Foods. We were also on Oprah's show. We became a member of 1% for the Planet. And we had a lot of celebrities who really embraced the product. And it really worked well for us. And again, using the philosophy of the big fish, we fully committed to this brand repositioning, and we changed the entire reusable bottle category. And from a business standpoint, we also grew sales from essentially 0 to 35 million in 3 years. And soon after that, I became the CEO of SIG and went over to Switzerland and basically made this the global brand positioning as well. And that worked out very well. So this is a very unnatural transition, I will admit, but now it's time to talk about feet, and in particular, insoles. So if somebody Googles insoles today, they're usually doing so because they have sore feet and they want comfort. And the leader still, and for probably decades now, has been Dr. Scholl's. And if you look at their mass market displays and their signage and their advertising, you can see it's kind of spelled out right on that display: wellness, comfort, and pain relief. And that's what insoles really were designed to do. And many people still believe this is what insoles do today. So very sterile, again, very safe. They are the market leader. And they are particularly sold in mass market, probably for $15 to $25. We wanted to create a new segment, really focused on sports or performance. Now, there's already other sports insoles out there. Superfeet is probably the #1 sports insole brand, and they sell for $50, mostly in running stores and sporting goods stores. And our price point was significantly higher because our product's made from aerospace grade carbon fiber. So our product is, 4 to 8 times more expensive than the market leader, Dr. Scholl's. So another big fish principle here is to sacrifice and accept that you're not going to appeal to, the 300 plus million people in the United States, but the athlete market is still pretty significant, 65 million. So we carved out and we said, that's who we're going after. We made a conscious decision that we didn't really want to be known as the replacement for Superfeet or for Dr. Scholl's. We went after the athlete market because, frankly, again, talking about being game changing, that's what our product is in this category and what our product is for athletes. Because of this aerospace grade carbon fiber, and I'll show you a quick video in a second that shows you really how the product works. But these were the independent test results that we've been able to achieve, or athletes have been able to achieve. So the ability to jump higher, an average of 1.6 inches, and run faster, 0.12 seconds faster in the 40. That's significant, especially if you're a serious athlete. And our product is also very customizable. So we have different top covers. You see the red, the black, and the yellow. Those are different thicknesses for different shoe types. So it's an over-the-counter product, but that also offers customization for the athlete. And another factor is that this base plate, carbon fiber base plate, is designed to be flexible where you want it, but firm where you need it. And it's made from multiple layers of carbon fiber. So it looks like a single piece, but it's actually multiple layers. And that's what allows us to have different spring strengths for different athletes. We call them pro levels. So a big athlete like a 300-pound nose tackle needs more push, more spring strength than a 100-pound tennis player, for example. And in addition to the performance benefits, we learned early on that our product, because of the full-length carbon fiber base plate, provides more support, stability, and shock absorption. Because when people are jumping up and down, they're bending the front of their foot. And so that's where they land. And this product, as they're landing, provides for deceleration. And the results are, and this was a study of 263 Division I football players, 41% less foot and toe injuries, 22% less lower leg injuries. And here's an example of our founder, Matt Arciuolo, who's a certified pedorthist and invented this product for the US Olympic Bobsled Team. Here he's demonstrating energy return. So here he pushes on a normal sneaker, not much happens, a little pop-up, takes out that insole, puts in our VKTRY carbon fiber insole, now stores the energy, returns the energy. So we're certainly not expecting people to jump over the football crossbar, but it demonstrates how our product works very effectively. And so we've created a symbol of reevaluation, again, another big fish principle, for how people should be considering insoles. In this case, we want them to consider our insoles not just for cushioning and comfort, but for performance and injury protection. And we've got, besides Nick Chubb, we've got other athletes who are using our product. And again, there's no other insole brand on the market that is targeting team sports athletes. So the ability for our product to help these athletes, and then in turn for them to want the product and to be able to do endorsements for us is very beneficial for everyone. So in 4 short years, we have become the world's best performance insole, and admittedly, we're still defining that category or segment of what a performance insole is. You can see some of the numbers here. Most 2/3 of people are buying us for performance and the other third for injury protection and recovery. And the nice thing is that we're getting younger athletes into this product. I was talking to an athletic trainer the other day who said, I'm so glad you guys came around because we've got a lot of athletes who need insoles, but they're young athletes and they think, you know, insoles are for their parents or grandparents. And you guys have made insoles cool. And another nice thing is that 70% of our customers are first-time insole users because we're offering benefits that other insole brands have never offered before. But it's great because we're bringing new users to the category, and even better because they're young users. So in summary, my suggestion to all of you entrepreneurs out there is to look at your business with fresh eyes, especially as a challenger brand, an up-and-coming brand. Be bold and fully committed, because if you go halfway, there's a good chance that you don't even get halfway successful. And sacrifice audience size. Again, when you walk into a room, it's okay for half of the people to like you and the other half to dislike you. That's better than walking into a room and nobody noticing you at all. The same is true with brands. And create symbols of reevaluation, which again, we've done with VKTRY, really redefining what performance insoles are. And bottom line is have fun. We're certainly having fun at VKTRY. We've got a young team. It's a great category, a great product. And we are currently raising capital. If anyone out there is interested, here's my contact information. But we expect to be the #1 sports insole when at the end of the day. So I want to thank everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate the journey through the various concepts of differentiation. Great reference points with some good books there. So excited to follow up and read those, and excited to see where VKTRY goes. It's always interesting to see somebody revolutionize a product where it seems like it's been a little picked over, maybe. And yet, with a little creativity and a whole lot of hard work, there's always room to find something else in there for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve, for being a part of Leading Entrepreneurs of the World Conference today. We really appreciate your time coming on and being with us, giving some valuable input and resources to entrepreneurs and business owners alike. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from us before too long. So
thanks, John.
thanks, Steve.